All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back again to Naijafoottv, where we talk about the Super Youth of Nigeria, the Super Falcons, who are preparing for the African Cup of Nations women's category, with their first game coming up this Sunday against Tunisia. First group game in the Group B. 5 p.m. is the time, and there'll be a lot of interesting stories coming out right now. But I just wanted to start here with a very sad news, which is something that is deeply painful for all of us. Because this one really hits home. We know that yesterday was probably the worst day, one of the worst days that we've seen, or one of the darkest days that we've seen in football, especially because of the amount of people that we lost. Diogo Jota, a very fantastic player, known worldwide, for his crafts in the game, lost his life alongside his brother. But also that same yesterday, we lost a legend of the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the person of Peter Rufai. Peter Rufai is a very respected man, a well-known man, a man who, back in the 80s, in the 90s, he was a force to be reckoned with. He won a lot of trophies, a lot of silverwares with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Just to give you a summary of some of the things that he won with the national team, he won the silver, in the 1981 African Cup of Nations. In 1984, he also won silver as well in the 1988, and then won gold in the 1994 Nations Cup, and then represented us, in two World Cups. First in the 1994 in USA, and then later in France in 1998. And then he's also the first goalkeeper of Nigeria to ever score a goal in a match. That goal came up in 1993 against Ethiopia. I think we won them 6-0 in that game. Peter Rufai was one of the goal scorers for the night. He scored his goal via a penalty shootout, and he converted it like a real pro who is a master in penalty taking. And then he's also the first goalkeeper of Nigerian descent to secure a club outside of Africa. That means his first goalkeeper to play in Europe. These are just some of the important achievements that he had. Of course, he had other loads of achievements. Just I don't want to waste too much time with it. But again, a life well led by this man. Lots of achievements, lots of character. People that know him personally, talked about how much of a good person he is, how big his heart is, and it was even shocking for some of his friends because they didn't think that he, was going to pass away yesterday. In fact, one of his friends who works with the Guardian newspaper actually said in a tribute to him on his Facebook that, Peter Rufai was having a conversation with him about the possibility of starting up a podcast. Rufai wanted to start a podcast, and according to this friend of his, he said that they had already slated October 1st this year for him to start the podcast because he has a lot of experiences. He's played football, achieved a lot of things. So obviously, he's someone that has a lot to offer. So you wanted to use that platform, with the podcast to educate us, and then talk about his experiences while he was playing the game. But it's not just the podcast. He also had, other business plans in his mind, like establishing a paper or a print business, in the media, things like that. So these are some of the plans that he had coming up later this year, and sadly, he, he passes away without achieving any of this. But at the end of the day, it's a life well led because obviously we see the things that he did for us as a country. It's always in the history books. It's always right there on YouTube. You can watch it and see, how much of a hero this man was, and he still is for the Nigerian Super Eagles and also for Nigeria at large. We pray that his soul rest in perfect peace with God, and till we meet again to partner more. But let's move on, guys. Of course, just wanted to give a little bit of updates concerning Diogo Jota. Liverpool has now decided to immortalize his number 20 jersey, and this is coming, uh, on the back of large requests from the majority of the fan base saying that they want the jersey to be immortalized. And Liverpool has released a statement yesterday to say that they will be, retiring that jersey. And then they are also planning to open a registry, a book registry, and an online registry as well, where fans can come and write their condolence messages, or input their condolence messages, whether it's on paper or on the online platform, which they would open. So these are some of the things that they are trying to do to see that they honor this man in the way that he truly deserves. But let's move on, guys. The Super Falcons of Nigeria obviously are preparing for the African Cup of Nations coming up this Sunday, and right now there seems to be some complaint coming out from the captain Rasheedat, who shared on social media that she wasn't really happy, or she wasn't very impressed with the hotel rooms, the size of the room that CAF has decided to give them. According to Rasheedat's post on social media, she described the room as a kitchen size room. And the worst part of it is that she's meant to squat in that room with another teammate, which makes them two in a very small room. Honestly, I thought this thing ended with the NFL. It's so sad to see that even at the CAF level, we are still seeing these kinds of issues whereby, not a lot of effort is being put into making life easier for these girls. I'm sure it's not just the Super Falcons. I'm sure other nations, the Egypt, Tunisia, Zambia, all of these other people, I'm sure they are also complaining because it probably is the same room size that they're being given, and they're made to be in the room, two in each small room. So this is definitely not what we want to see, because obviously these girls need to feel comfortable, they need to feel safe, they need to feel free for them to to produce 100% when the competition starts. Definitely, CAF should be doing better. But we'll wait and see. Maybe they will make amends to some of these things, because if one or two players are coming out to complain, then obviously they need to look into it and then attend to it, make sure that these girls are comfortable.